And welcome to week 12. We're a little confused on the syllabus here because we adjusted some of the due dates from week 10 and week 11. So just want to catch up on where we are. In week 11, this was the week where we're moving into development out of design and into development. You finished up and revised your design plans based on the feedback I gave you and the 2 live sessions we had, as well as your peer reviews. So those are submitted. I need to go back in and review any revisions that came through. Then we moved into development. And development is when you go out and you build, you create the deliverables that were identified in your design plan. And for this course specifically, one of those deliverables is the lesson plan. So last week we started reading about development. There was a whole chapter on that inside of your ebook. There were also readings on Gagne's 9 elements, the 9 elements of instruction. Included some information there on technology skills as well as accessibility and inclusion, which is a big topic in ISD and development. And then also gave you a template that you might consider using as an instructional planning sheet. So last week was really about the architecture and the blueprint and thinking about how to activate that design plan in development. And this week you will finish up your lesson plans. Recommended a book here, 100 Things Every Presenter Needs to Know About People. I use it all the time. I love this book because it's so lightweight. You don't even have to really read the whole thing. You can skim through it and find what interests you. I use it all the time when I'm thinking about ways to present content or facilitate differently in a way that might be more compelling. So hopefully you find it as useful and functional as I have. So you'll go through, you'll incorporate everything you learned about development from your ebook, from Gagne. You'll use your design plan to determine what it is that you need to include in your lesson plan, and you will complete and post your lesson plan to your wiki. That is all happening this week. But let's just take a look quickly at the assignment sheet for lesson plans. So I'm going out to our rubrics website, and here we have your lesson plan. So most of you have probably used a lesson plan at some point in your career. Either you wrote one, or you've been a teacher, or you've been a trainer, or you were consulted and asked to, run an event as a subject matter expert. And so you've seen a lesson plan, or at least hopefully in theory, you know what a lesson plan is and how it's used. As the name implies, a lesson plan scripts the critical moves of instruction, and it organizes the content that a lesson or a learning event needs to include. It is not a PowerPoint. I don't know when in life the PowerPoint became synonymous with curriculum or lesson plan, but it is not a PowerPoint. It is an actual document that is anchored in some very basic learning theory to script how content should be delivered, how instruction should be delivered, so that the participants have the greatest possible likelihood of leaving your learning event having actually learned what you want them to learn, right? You want the learning event to actually maximize the likelihood that the people attending will be able to achieve the objectives. So it's not just content. It can't just be a PowerPoint of information and data and material. It has to actually script out, I recommend using Gagne's 9 elements, how the instruction will be delivered, what types of interactivity you're going to have, those types of things. So I really like to use Gagne's 9 elements of instruction for this. You can actually just put them on your, list them out on your lesson plan and build from there. So let's take a look at the rubric. Okay, you want to include a course description. This shouldn't be hard to write because you probably wrote one for your design plan. Now the course description here, you can pull it right over. The course description is written for the facilitator, for the teacher, for the trainer, for the moderator in a lesson plan. That's who it's written for. It's not written for the audience. You want to include your objectives. Great. You have objectives from your design plan. Pull them on over, right? So you know you're halfway to success already. And then organize your content, sequence your instruction against Gagne's 9 events. Use Gagne's 9 events, pull in the other elements of your design plan, what you indicated in course description, rationale, things like that, and you'll have a full lesson plan. It'll be written. It is easier to do a lesson plan when you have a really strong training needs analysis underneath you. We don't have time for that in this course, but come back to 603 and you'll get the opportunity. What you want to focus on here in this lesson plan is not that your content is world class, that your content is fully accurate and technically accurate. What you want to focus on in this lesson plan for purposes of this course is, did you follow Gagne's 9 events? Did it make sense to you? Is there a natural match between your design plan and your lesson plan? Those are the things I'm looking for. Technical accuracy of the approach, of moving from analysis to design to development. I'm not here to grade you on how good your content is or the types of data and information that you're trying to include in your lesson plan. It's really about technical accuracy. Okay, so you're developing a lesson plan from your design plan on the same topic for the same set of learners. Inside your lesson plan, pull your course description right over, pull those beautiful objectives right over, organize your instruction against Gagne's 9 elements, and then I'll go in and I'll make a subjective assessment on the soundness of approach. Lesson plans, you've all seen them. If you haven't seen them, I hope at least you've heard of them. Lesson plans are written for the instructor, the facilitator, the moderator, the teacher. They're not written for the learner. And they include a blend of content that needs to be delivered in the instructional methods or sequence of instruction that you recommend. That's what a lesson plan is doing. A lesson plan should be able, any trainer, teacher, moderator should be able to pick up your lesson plan and deliver the lesson. Anyone. So think of the lesson plan as something that has high reuse ratio and multiple possible audiences. If you have questions about any of this, please do post them on our discussion forum. I'll be checking that out. I apologize for being a little absentee over the last week. I spoke at 3 times in 2 days at a conference last week, and I raced over the weekend in Outer Banks. I came in first place. And I saw my family. I saw my mom for the first time in over 2 years. My mom and my younger brother and my younger sister all flew in. So I had a very busy but very fulfilling week. And I hope that it didn't come at your expense. Thanks for your patience with me, and I look forward to seeing all of your assignments and any questions that you have online. Take care.